Well, good evening, folks, or good morning, good afternoon, good night, whatever time it is, wherever you are in the world. Quincy Kane here, and this is live stream number 107, and we're going to be having a game night. We're going to be voting for some brackets, and today's bracket is the PIXAR movie bracket. So we're going to be voting what is the best PIXAR animated film, which might be a little redundant because I don't know that there is a PIXAR film that isn't animated, but you get the point. We're going to be voting for PIXAR films and seeing which one is the best. But, we're going to give people a chance to kind of, show up, and I'll kick things off with a tune, and then we'll get the bracket going in a little bit. But catching up with the chat here, we got Stan and Jack. Always good to have you fellas in the chat. Hope you're doing well. Let's see. Jack was saying they're so freaking expensive here. Talking about glasses. And the optometrist, I think that's, optometrist is attached to the glasses shop. So rather than giving me the prescription, they carry it over to the shop. Interesting. All I can say is, I had to. I broke my glasses during my my little event that happened last week, and I had those glasses since 2011, so I haven't had any kind of checkup. But shortly after that, I think it was Wednesday or something. My mom took me out to. We just went to Walmart and went to the eye doctor there or whatever, So that's where I got my appointment at. So I got my prescription updated, and they gave me a couple pairs of contacts. So I've just been wearing contacts lately, and then we went to a few shops but didn't find anything that day, and then today we went to a few places and found some. So far it's been like a fairly simple process. But again, I haven't actually ordered the glasses yet, and I know there's a little more that goes into that because you have to get the prescription lens and any other features that you want. I might get like some of the blue light filter, and I do think my eyes aren't super great, so I think my lens are in danger of being thick, but there is something you can do that gives you a thinner lens. Again, I don't know all the terminology for that because I haven't bought glasses since 2011. So I'm kind of having to relearn all this stuff myself, learn all the lingo and stuff. Now, thankfully, I kind of have I sort of had an idea of what I was looking for already. There's kind of just one type of glasses that I feel like looks pretty good on me. I tried out like a few other ones, but they weren't quite right. And so I'm trying to get something kind of similar to what I had before. And I found a couple pairs that worked pretty good. So hopefully I'll have some soon. But until then, I'll just keep rocking the contacts. I actually kind of prefer contacts anyway. But glasses are, they are very easy to just slip on, and then that's it, you're good to go. So usually I, aside from like these streams and stuff, I don't have much to like dress up for. So usually I can just kind of rock the glasses. I don't really have to, put my contacts in or anything like that. But anyway, good to have you guys in the chat. I'm going to go ahead and kick things off with an instrumental. But let me know how you guys' week has been, and let me know, the reason we're having our stream today on Tuesday rather than Thursday is because Thursday is Thanksgiving. So, I'm going to be taking off, but I'm also going to be busy, just kind of celebrating with my family, celebrating Thanksgiving, and, looking forward to that. But yeah, let me know what you guys have planned. What are your Thanksgiving plans? Are you traveling anywhere? Are you having family come to visit? Is it going to be a big gathering? Is it just small gathering with your family? Any specific traditions you're looking forward to? I'd be curious to hear what you guys have planned. So let me get my backing track set up real quick. That might help. But yeah, let me know what you guys have in mind for Thanksgiving, and we'll get going from there. I'll talk about my Thanksgiving plans in a little bit. There's a little bit of a story behind how our plans typically work, but we're gonna have a lot of people have a lot of people coming over, so gonna be kind of a big gathering. So anyway, let's kick things off with an instrumental. And then maybe as more people show up, we'll get our brackets started soon. So here we go. Here's an instrumental. Hope you like it. Well, so for anyone just tuning in, don't be shy, say hello. And let me know how your week has been. Let me know if you got any specific plans for Thanksgiving. That is coming up. And as we do get more people showing up, we're going to be tonight is game night, so we're going to be having a bracket here. We're going to be doing a PIXAR movie bracket. So we'll each nominate some of our favorite PIXAR films, and then we'll vote for the best. I was laughing. I was seeing Jack's comment. So PIXAR, I guess the question is, which Toy Story will win? You're probably not wrong about that. But I will say, Toy Story is definitely one of my favorites, but there's one other PIXAR film that is a favorite of mine, and that is Monsters Incorporated. So that's definitely going to be my vote. So yeah, Monsters Inc. is definitely one of my favorites. But I do think, yes, we should feature, the different sequels of Toy Story, because they're all very good. So that's going to be hard to pick, like, which of those is the best exactly, because that's a very consistent series there. But yeah, we'll get to the bracket in a little bit. Again, anyone just tuning in, don't be shy. Say hello. Thank you for the emojis, Jack. Appreciate that. So as far as Thanksgiving goes, Thanksgiving plans and such, let's see, how does this start? So it's kind of a bit of a story. So my dad, his mother had a farm. He grew up on a farm, got married, moved away, had all of us, all his kids and stuff, and we lived in another house for a while. But what happened was back around 2011, I had graduated high school, and that's when there was kind of a global recession or something, so a bit of a financial issue thing. We ended up losing our home, and so we had to move away. And so I ended up moving in with my sister and her husband, and my dad and some of my siblings. They moved back into the farmhouse with his mom. And so over the years, eventually we kind of regained our stability and stuff. Eventually, I ended up moving into the farmhouse with my family as well. A few years ago, eventually, my father's mom, my grandmother, she did end up passing away. And so so now the farmhouse, belongs to my dad and some of our families there. I still live there as of right now. I live there with a couple of my brothers, and so we live on this farmhouse. But over the years, since I was a kid, that farmhouse, we'd always met there for Thanksgiving. We'd always had our family Thanksgiving there. And again, I'm from one of those towns. Well, not really a town, but the area that I live, like, I kind of just assume I'm related to everyone, like, just growing up, it just seemed like everyone was my cousin. That wasn't entirely true. There were plenty of kids that I wasn't related to, but I have a pretty big family. I've got lots of cousins, lots of relatives and stuff. So, so we still, just to honor that tradition, we still have Thanksgiving at the farmhouse, and so we kind of host it. So we have a lot of family come over. Usually it's about 140 people total. Pretty big crowd that shows up, and a lot of people bring food. We have some food set out and stuff, and we kind of prepare the area so people can just kind of hang out and fellowship. Usually, if the weather's nice outside, we'll have a little fire pit outside and that kind of thing. A few different activities for people to do and stuff. So yeah, and for me, I got to be honest, Thanksgiving is not actually my favorite holiday, and over the years, I've had to kind of learn to adjust to it more. I'm a bit introverted, and so over the past few years, Thanksgiving, it was really tough for me to just kind of learn how to talk to people, and just like there weren't too many people I wanted to spend time with, and whenever I'm in social situations like that, it's almost a little overwhelming. There's so many people, I'm not really sure what to do. But over the years, I've kind of learned, I've made more of an effort to be present, and I've sort of learned just stay calm, just kind of hang out in the corner somewhere and just kind of look around and just, don't be overwhelmed. Just kind of see whatever naturally happens. Just see who I end up kind of in a natural conversation with, and just try someone out, just try talking, see what happens, and just kind of go with it. If it takes off, then keep talking. If not, just kind of ease out of it and find someone else. And so over the years, I've gotten better about sort of making an effort to connect with people, and not just hiding in my bedroom or sticking to myself or something like that. So so that's kind of what Thanksgiving looks like for me and stuff. But yeah, it should be good. Looking forward to it. We've had a lot of rain today. We've needed rain. It's been really dry here, but hopefully it'll just rain today, and then it'll dry up in time for the actual Thanksgiving day. So, I'd be curious what you guys, if y'all have any particular plans or anything. So, but we'll see. And then Stan says, no way. Now, I don't know I'm not sure what you're referring to with that. I don't know if you mean if you're responding to Thanksgiving not being my favorite, or something else. I'm not sure what you're saying no way to. Jack says, yeah, I'm an introvert myself with anxiety. Not a fun combo. It can be challenging, but a lot of it is just a lot of it's psychological, and a lot of it is I can say for myself, just sort of choosing. It's just growing, living, and learning, and just kind of. As I get older, I just kind of learn to appreciate people, and I know it can be a little tricky when things are sort of overwhelming, but it's not hurting you. It's nothing, nothing's kind of doing anything to you, and usually you'll get some benefit just from growing and trying to connect with people, and that's what I found for myself, at least, is just kind of learning to just relax and not worry about all the people. Just sort of look around and just sort of see what naturally happens. See if there's a conversation I can kind of join in on or something, or if there's somebody that I am interested in talking to and trying to get a conversation started with them, or whatever it might be. You just kind of try to keep your cool, and keep it under control. And the more you exercise that, I think the better you sort of get in learning how to handle those social situations. But yeah. Anyway, I think I'm gonna try to sing one more song. If there's anyone else tuning in, don't be shy. Say hello. We're gonna get our bracket started soon, but I wanna, I wanna give more people an opportunity to participate and get more nominations from people. So I might play one more song and then we'll see what happens. And that's right. Yeah, Jack said, well. Canada Thanksgiving, or Canadian, I guess, Thanksgiving was last month, so maybe I'll go see Eli Roth horror movie Thanksgiving, So that's right. Yeah, I forgot that Thanksgiving has already taken place in Canada. So yeah, is there even anything happening this week for you guys? Or I guess this is just a regular week for you. For us, Thursday's going to be Thanksgiving for us. So. And Stan says, at Introverted, I come to you and feel it out and go from there. Yeah, I'd be surprised if you didn't know. I don't know if you were being sarcastic or anything. I'm definitely introverted. I feel like most situations it's pretty easy to tell that. Hey, we got Ren Zenith in the chat here, but just listening while cooking or I'd type. Cool. Well, hey, nothing wrong with that. We're gonna start our bracket in a little bit. I think I'm gonna play one more song, but we're gonna do a PIXAR bracket. So you just keep cooking, but when we start taking nominations, I'd be curious. I'd like to hear your nomination. What PIXAR movie would you want to nominate for the bracket? So we'll go from there. Jack says Friday is Black Friday shopping. So okay, so you still have Black Friday coming up. Well, good. Well, I hope. I don't know if you're looking for anything particular, if you're just kind of planning to shop and just see what ends up happening. So, but at Stan, yeah. Yep, definitely introverted. I've never really been like super outgoing and like wanting to hang out with people and talk to a lot of people and stuff. I kind of usually a bit more comfortable to myself. But as I get older, I kind of learned like I can be really close with certain people. Like I'll make friends and stuff. And like when I was growing up in high school, It was more like I had like a handful of really close friends, rather than like having a bunch of friends. It was just a few friends that I was really close with, and but I could hang out with them. I could talk to them about anything, and a lot of times those friends of mine they would kind of bring out the more outgoing side of me. But over the years, a lot of those friends of mine have moved away, and so. It's kind of easier to sort of be a bit more reserved, but again, just kind of learning, again, as I've gotten older, just sort of learning to appreciate people and make more of an effort to try and connect with people. I think there's a lot of, I don't know, I think there's a lot of reward in that. And that's not to say that I'm like, super, super outgoing or anything like that, but I do try to recognize like just making an effort to connect with people and stuff. And, but yeah, that's just the way it is. The main thing is, being introverted, it doesn't mean like that you don't like people or something. It just means that social activities kind of drain you. That's all it means. I get more energy like being to myself. When I'm to myself and I can just be in my own headspace, that's when I can really like, just kind of fill myself up and motivate myself or inspire myself or whatever it might be. Whereas when I'm in social situations, take a lot out of me. And so I can enjoy them. I can enjoy being with people, but yeah, it can just be a little exhausting sometimes. So. Jack says, definitely not shopping on Friday. It's supposed to be cold, snowy, and stores are way too busy. So staying away from the. So Black Friday is the sign to not go out to town. It sounds like so. Cool. All right. Well, let me go ahead. I'm going to play one more song for you guys, and then we're going to get this bracket started. And one thing I did, hopefully, it shouldn't be too hard. I was actually like rushing to get things set up, so I've got to get the bracket set up for this stream too. I've kind of forgotten to do that, but we'll get that figured out. So we'll do that in just a moment here. But anyway, here's a song. I released this one a while back, but yeah, hope you all enjoy this. This is available on Spotify or Apple Music or wherever you like to listen to music. So yeah. Also, wanted to ask Ren, what's on the menu for tonight? You know, what are you cooking up? I'd be curious to hear, yeah, what you're making. So, all right, here we go. Hope you like it. This one's called "Say That It's Over."
Your smile so deceptive that it almost looks real. Well, it must be hard to fake what you do not really feel. You're hiding, I know it. Tell me what's on your mind. I only wish to help. Won't you let me back inside? Say that it's over. Tell me the truth just one last time. I promise I'll help you. If only you'll let me back inside. Let me inside. Your face shows no reaction when I call out your name. Your presence like a ghost. You seem so far away, and you know that I love you, but the words seem to have died. I just want this to end. Please let me back inside. Say that it's over. Tell me the truth just one last time. I promise I'll help you. If only you'll let me back inside. Let me inside. Drift your eyes, just look at me when I look at you, because you must realize you're barely holding on and I'm holding tight. Would you just please try? Don't give in, you have to fight. Why won't you hear me cry? I don't wanna say goodbye. Say that it's over. Tell me the truth just one last time. Promise I'll help you. If only you'll let me back inside. Say that it's over. Tell me the truth just one last time. I promise I'll help you. If only you'll let me back inside. Say that it's over. I don't wanna hear another lie. I just wanna help you. Please won't you let me back inside?
Thank you. Again, that one was called "Say That It's Over," and that song is available on Spotify or wherever you like to listen to music. So if you'd like to hear that one again, you're in luck. I'm going to post a link here, and that way you can listen to it again later. Give me just a second. Here we go. There we go. All right, catching up with the chat here. Yep, Stan was saying, I know I was or saying I know I was. Now I'm more extroverted. That's why I try to be respectful and feel out your comfort level. Oh, I see. Yep. Yep. Nothing wrong with that. Usually I'm up for talking. It's just a matter of finding a subject that I enjoy talking about. So that's probably the interesting thing too. Is as an introvert, sometimes, just in general, a lot of people in the area, sometimes they'll kind of talk about things that I tend to enjoy deeper conversation more, So I know sometimes there's some icebreakers of hey, we've had pretty weather lately, that kind of thing, but that's not really what I want to talk about. It's just, kind of a way to ease into it, but usually a deeper conversation, or something that I'm interested in, movies or video games or music or whatever it might be. That can kind of pull out a little more conversation from me, but sometimes just sort of general, small talk can be a little tough to get much out of me. But thanks for the applause, Jack. Appreciate that. Anyone who's just tuning in, don't be shy. Say hello. We're going to be going into, I think we're going to start our bracket in just a moment here. So let me go ahead and get all this set up. Give me just a second here. All right. So I've got to get to the website real quick, so we've got a bracket page. But for anyone just tuning in, so we're going to be doing a PIXAR movie bracket. And I do have, we'll see what happens, but I do have a feeling it is going to come down to, what is the best Toy Story movie, But we'll see, we might be surprised. Again, one of my favorites, aside from Toy Story, I really do. I really like Toy Story, but I might have to go Monsters, Inc. as my personal favorite Pixar movie. But we'll see what happens. So I think we're gonna go with 8 movies. I think that sounds like a good selection there. 1 second, I think. Okay, yeah, I'm getting it set up, and then I'll get it to where you guys can see it in a moment. PIXAR, single elimination. Okay, cool. So I think we should be good, and I think I just got to come up with the team names, and we shall be good to go. All right, give me just a second here. But if you guys want to go ahead and start making nominations, you are certainly welcome to. Let me get it to where you guys can see this. I've got to add a little window capture here. So this will enable you guys to see the bracket. There we go. Yep, you guys should be able to see that. There we go. And let me get it. There we go. That should work. And then you can see me. All right, cool. So, we're doing a PIXAR bracket. So let's go ahead. I guess, Jack says WALL-E is also PIXAR, right? Yes. And I've heard that WALL-E is quite good. I actually haven't seen WALL-E, so I can't really comment on it. But I've heard that that's one of the better ones. So, and we could probably put all the Toy Stories if we wanted to. We'll see. We'll try to get some others, but yeah, let's go ahead and start making some nominations. I'm going to go ahead and put Monsters, Inc. in there. That would be my personal vote. Monsters, Inc. Yep, that's a favorite of mine. And we'll go ahead. We'll do Toy Story 1, but should we do the other Toy Stories? I'd be curious. I kind of think I think we should at least do either 2 and 3 or 2 or 3. So I'd be curious what you guys think about that, because I don't want to take up too many places. Here's my opinion. So when it comes to Toy Story, I think the first 3 are great. Like the first 3 are all 10 out of 10s. Now the fourth one is still very good. But the fourth one's like an 8 out of 10, which is still a real, still really good for a movie. But to me, it was just a little disappointing for a Toy Story movie. And here's kind of the thing with it is the first Toy Story had just the simplest concept. I mean, what if your toys came to life when you weren't looking, We've got these toys that we play with, but then when we leave the room, what if the toys came to life? But it kind of makes sense, like that's what they are. They're still toys, and that's their purpose. Even if they are alive, the purpose of toys is they're meant to be to connect with a child and to be played with by a child, The fourth one, by that point, the fourth one kind of gives them too much humanity, Like they're almost not toys anymore. They've got like their own like life, like their own choice and stuff, And it kind of takes it a little too complex, and it's no longer just the fun concept of, oh, what if toys, were alive when we weren't looking, and now they're just straight up people that are in the form of toys, And so I think it kind of takes that concept just a little too far to where it's not really fun anymore. It's just like, kind of taking it just a little too deep, too serious. But Jack asks, wasn't Toy Story 3 the one when Andy goes to college? Yes, that's correct. Toy Story 3, Andy's moving away, and they're not sure what's going to happen to them, but they have the opportunity. I think they're being given away to this like preschool or something. And from what it looks like, it looks to be like a paradise. Like, oh wow, we get to live in this, this toy utopia kind of thing. It looks really fun. But as it turns out, things are not as as friendly as it seems. It seems that there's a bit of a monarchy, I guess you would say, or there, it's kind of a bit of a communist kind of thing, there are these leader toys, and they're kind of in control of everything, and it's almost more like a prison. It ends up being more like in a prison escape rather than just like this fun utopia kind of place and stuff. And the third one was really good, and the third one was like such a nice ending for the Toy Story trilogy, because basically the toys grew up with Andy. Andy was just a child, they were their favorite plaything, and then finally he's kind of growing up, and it's kind of him letting go of the toys, but leaving them off into what do you call it? Leaving them off for another child to grow up with and enjoy. So, and that one's got the feels too. That one will get that one will get some tears in your eyes and stuff. So yeah. Jack says, if so, I think that's the best Toy Story movie in my honest opinion. I think there's an argument for that. I definitely think Toy Story 3 is a contender. It might be the best. I know some people really like 2. And 2 is really good, but I think I would still pick 1 over 2. And then, to be honest, I need to watch them all again. I know they're very consistent. They're all really good, but the third one might be the best. I'm not sure, but we'll go ahead. We'll add both of those. Since that's the best Toy Story franchise anyway. Let's do up to 3. We'll do Toy Story 2, and then we'll do Toy Story 3. As well. Toy Story 3. Now, as of right now, Stan, I don't know if you're still out there. I'd be curious if you had another nomination. And anyone else tuning in, watching, if you have a nomination. But unfortunately, I don't know. Right now, we don't have a whole lot of viewers. Don't know if we're going to get too many more viewers. So I don't know if we're going to get too many nominations on this, but we'll see. I'll go ahead and make another suggestion. Finding Nemo is another favorite of mine from Pixar. I think Finding Nemo is a really good one. Me personally, I think I would still pick, Toy Story or Monsters, Inc. over Finding Nemo, but I think Finding Nemo is very good. Definitely, I don't know, one of the best Pixar films, that's for sure. But Jack, Stan, do you guys have any other nominations? Any other nominees for best Pixar film? And if there's anyone else out there, I'd be curious what your nominees would be as well. So we'll go from there in a moment. Now I will say, it's kind of, I don't know, it's just crazy how life goes by so fast. But some of these movies, I think both Monsters Inc. and Finding Nemo, I think I saw those in theaters back when I was a kid. I have a cousin named Amy, and she was always so sweet to me growing up. She used to take me out for my birthday. Each year, whenever I had a birthday, she would take me out to town, and we'd go see a movie, and she'd take me to get a bite to eat, at a fast food restaurant or something, and then she'd buy a toy for me from the toy store, and it was just such a fun day for a kid. That's like the perfect day for a kid. Just go out, see a good movie, get a fun meal at a fast food restaurant, and then what do you call it? And then get a toy, So that was always such a fun thing to do for my birthday. And pretty sure she took me to see Monsters Inc. when it originally came out. And I think we saw Finding Nemo as well. Jack says WALL-E was really good. Again, I haven't seen it, but we can add that one. And hopefully we have more people to vote so that they can kind of give that one a chance. WALL-E. And then Jack also was saying, let me catch up with the chat here. Finding Nemo was good, but a little overrated in my opinion. I'd have to see it again. I remember really liking it when I had originally seen it. So I don't know. I don't know if it is overrated or not. I mean that could be. That can definitely go for a lot of these movies. Some of these movies, people really connect with them quite a bit, and then and talk them up a lot, and then you go to see it, and your expectations are almost too high for it. I think originally when I saw it, I think it was a good movie. As far as I can remember, it was just a fun, enjoyable, heart touching story, and it was a good story. It was a story of a father sort of learning, like he's got a good character arc of. Obviously, he has this tragic loss of all his children, and he's only got the one, Nemo, and so he's a little overprotective, and it's so sort of him having to learn balance, learning yes to be loving and protective, but not to the point where you are preventing your child from having experiences and being a part of life and that kind of thing, and so I think it's I don't know, I think it's just a good overall story, and there's some fun little fun characters in there, and some fun little sneak peeks and that kind of thing. Another one that probably should make the list, and if you want to talk overrated, not the whole movie, but Madagascar was not Pixar. Yeah, Madagascar was DreamWorks. But another one is Up or whatever. I have kind of torn feelings about Up because the first, the opening scene of Up, the first 10 minutes of Up, is 10 out of 10. Beautiful, heartbreaking, yes, such a great opening. The beginning of Up is so, just so powerful, such a good opening for a movie. So yes, the beginning of Up is great. But the rest of the movie is a 7 out of 10, at best, it's just, it kind of goes in sort of a bizarre direction, and I don't know, it's not bad, but it's just fine, it really sets the bar super high for itself and then never quite gets back to those heights again. Hey, we got Daddy44. Quincy, I enjoy your music, not always, but sometimes. Is this now a movie review channel? No, I'm still playing songs, but we're doing a game night, and just we're just having the topic for the bracket is Pixar movies. So yeah, if you've got a favorite Pixar movie that you'd like to nominate, let me know. Right now we're doing the nominees. We've got Monsters Inc. We've got the first 3 Toy Story movies. We've got Finding Nemo. We've got WALL-E, and we just need two more nominees. So if there is a Pixar movie you'd like to nominate, go for it. Now I can go ahead and I can play a song for you while we're waiting. I've already played a couple of them, and then we were just talking and discussing some of the some of the movies and stuff. So, but yeah, it's just a game night. It's just something, just a way to hang out. And just kind of see what everyone votes. We did a bracket a while back, and it was Halloween related. So we voted for the best Halloween candy. So so we've kind of done brackets before and stuff. Let's see here. Jack says the opening of Up is one of the most powerful moments in movie history. Yeah, it's really powerful. It's such a good opening. And then, but then, yeah, unfortunately, I don't think the rest of the movie ever hits that height again. It just kind of, the rest of the movie is just sort of fine. So, so we can, if you guys want to, we can put Up in the brackets, but, we'll see, what kind of happens with that. Since we got Daddy 44 here, let me go ahead and play a song for you, and then we'll continue. But whatever you would like to nominate, if you'd like to, if you got a couple suggestions for a Pixar movie that you'd like to contend with the bracket, go ahead and let me know what that would be. But I'll go ahead and play a song for you. This is a song that I've released, so you can find this one on Spotify or wherever you like to listen to music. Hope you like it. This one's called Get Up Again.
Down on the floor, you've been here many times before. You can't ignore the time in hand is running short. No end in sight, and nothing's going right. Why even try? There's nothing left inside. It always hurts to lose what you wanted, but it feels worse to never have tried it. It's not the first and won't be the last time, so get up again. Still holding on, still pushing through this marathon. Give all you've got. There's not much further left to crawl. No end in sight, and nothing's going right. Why even try? There's nothing left inside. It always hurts to lose what you wanted, but it feels worse to never have tried it. It's not the first and won't be the last time, so get up again. down. Stand your ground. Get up again. And again. Oh.
Thank you. Again, that one was called Get Up Again. And if you enjoyed that song, you can find that on Spotify or pretty much wherever you like to listen to music. So I will post a link. That way you can check it out again. Let me grab the link here. Whoops, 1 second. This trackpad. There we go. All right, there we go. Yep. Oh, hey, we got Daniel in the chat. Hey, Daniel, how are you doing? Hope you're doing good. Yep, let me get caught up. Yep, let's see. Catching up with the chat. Okay, yep. Daddy44 says Toy Story put Pixar on the map. Yep, that's right. They came out swinging, you know, and not just Pixar, but like, you know, those kind of animated movies. You know, I mean, it's kind of bittersweet because we don't get a whole lot of hand drawn animated movies anymore. You know, we used to still get like some hand drawn stuff, but now it's all computer animated. It's all the 3D animated. And Pixar is definitely, you know, one of the better, you know, animated studios. Daddy44 says, I really like Minions. However, Minions is DreamWorks, unfortunately, so not Pixar. So afraid that one can't quite make the cut. But you know, maybe we'll do an extended version next time. Says heavy. I like it. Well, thank you. Glad you enjoy it. And that's a great song. Well, thanks. I'm glad you enjoyed it. And again, you can find it on Spotify or wherever you like to listen to music. You can get it from my Bandcamp. I've got a couple YouTube videos with it, so it's there. Hey, Daniel. Hope you're doing well. Daniel says, good evening. Just saying hello. Sorry, can't stay. I have to head back to work. Everyone have a great Thanksgiving. Yep, thank you. Yes, Thanksgiving is on Thursday, but that's why we're doing the stream today. Because normally I do my streams on Thursday, but Thursday's going to be Thanksgiving. So yeah, that's why we had the stream today on Tuesday. But Daniel, appreciate you stopping by. And yes, I hope you have a great Thanksgiving as well. And yeah, I guess I'll have to hear all about it once you get back, you know. So, but thanks. Did you get to catch that song by chance, or did you miss that? Because if you have time, I'll play a song for you. But if you know, if you got that song, great. If not, you know, no worries. But let's see here. But yep. Hoping you have a good Thanksgiving. So. Cool. Well, if anyone else would like to make a nomination for our Pixar bracket. Let's see. So far, we've got, let me catch up here. Yeah, we've got Monsters, Inc. We've got Toy Story 1, 2, and 3. We've got Finding Nemo. We've got WALL-E. And I guess we could add up. I know, I mean, you know, we'll throw it in there since, you know, again, it's got that powerful opening, but, you know, we'll see how far it makes it. And we just need one more film. We need one more Pixar film. So what do you guys think? Let's see what else is out there. There's Bug's Life. You know, that one was a little rough. It wasn't a bad movie, but definitely you know, after Toy Story wasn't quite you know, up to par. Let's see here. What else did we? I might even have to look up. I'm kind of forgetting. Pixar movies. I know there was that Brave movie, but I never saw that. There's Cars. Cars was okay. There's The Incredibles. The Incredibles was pretty good. That might be what I would suggest. What do you guys think? Should we add The Incredibles to the mix? There's Ratatouille. That's another one right there. Let's see. Yeah, I would say either Ratatouille or Incredibles. I would probably pick Incredibles out of those. Again, there's Cars, Inside Out. That was pretty good. Trying to see if there's anything else. That's like the main ones. There's some other ones, but they're either I haven't seen them or they're not as good, you know. So those would be my pick. I would say either The Incredibles or Ratatouille or Cars. What do you guys think? Is Panda Ninja a Pixar? Do you mean Kung Fu Panda? I guess I get it confused with DreamWorks. Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, you're picking all the DreamWorks movies. So if you're talking about Kung Fu Panda, yes, that's DreamWorks. So it is computer animated, but yeah, that's a DreamWorks one. For Pixar, yeah, what do you guys think between The Incredibles, Ratatouille, and Cars? And Inside Out. We could throw Inside Out in there. Which of those would you guys want? Why is DreamWorks and Pixar similar? Okay, so let's see. So you got to remember the way animated movies started. So first it was hand-drawn. And basically the way that works, someone draws... You ever do one of those flip books where you draw like a picture and then you have another page with the same picture, but it's slightly moving, like maybe the character's moving its arm or something. And then when you flip it, it creates motion. You see the pictures and they play back to back and it looks like the character's moving. That's how hand-drawn movies are done. They draw the pictures and they play the pictures back to back, and that creates motion. So for the longest time, that was the only type of animation that we had. But eventually, you know, in the 90s, with advancements in technology, eventually there was the potential for 3D animation. Now some 3D animation was being used in movies, like for CGI. You know, CGI, like to create like in Terminator, that was one of the first uses of CGI. When what's it called? What is it? It's not the Terminator, but the other one, the liquid one. I can't remember what he's called, but the liquid guy. The way he walks, he goes through the bars. That was used with a computer. And yes, yeah, claymation was kind of a similar thing. Claymation, you've got a character, you take a picture, and then you move it a little bit, you take another picture, and you get a bunch of pictures until, yes, yep, like Gumby. Yep, you get that motion from claymation. But again, that was just pictures, that wasn't created in the computer. Those were just pictures and character models that were moved and pictures taken of them. And then, like, you got to remember, Jurassic Park came out in 1993, and they were able to create full CGI characters with the dinosaurs. Those dinosaurs were created in the computers. And so that was, that was a lot of, that was some potential. And so somebody took that and said, well, what if we created a whole movie in the computer? Rather than filming it, what if we just use these 3D models and created a story out of these characters and stuff. And so that's what Toy Story was. Toy Story was branching out into that new terrain. And not only did it introduce this new art style, this new, way of making movies, but, it was just like super, it had to be a good story too. Like, it had to be more than just the technology. It had to be a good story to begin with. And they found a good story for it. They found like a good story because you could make all these different toy characters, because they couldn't quite get humans to look good yet. Humans still looked a little odd, and so by making toys with like these exaggerated features, it worked a little more for that style. And, Toy Story blew up. It was huge, and that put Pixar on the map, and they made a few others. But over time, eventually that style of animation just became more popular, and other studios started doing that. Eventually DreamWorks started doing it. I can't remember. Heck, I can look it up. Let's see. What was the first computer animated DreamWorks movie? Let's see what we get. Ants, and that was kind of a rough start for them, to be honest. So that came out around the same time that A Bug's Life did. I remember both of those came out at the same time. A Bug's Life was from PIXAR, and again, remember PIXAR was a branch of Disney, so it was a Disney film, and then once this film style became popular, other movie studios wanted to do it too. So DreamWorks started DreamWorks Animation, and they started making their own computer animated films. I think eventually they made Ice Age. I really liked Ice Age. That was a good one. And then eventually there were other brands as well too. So, but yes, I see here. Yep. Let's see. Catching up. So, yeah, Jack's saying The Incredibles. I think that'd be a good one. But, yep, there were a bunch of claymation ones. Gumby, Nightmare Before Christmas, and Jason and the Argonauts, which was really cool that they used claymation to create those characters back in the day. Lucas Studios also uses it. They kind of did, yeah, not... Well, I think there were actually some intentionally animated series, Star Wars series. I think there was it's a pretty popular show, wasn't there? What was it? Like the Clone Wars or something like that, But yes, that same technology was used for creating, 3D characters for the movies and such. So, but yeah, so hopefully that kind of makes sense. So yes, they're similar because they're using the same kind of technology to create those movies, and but Lucas Studios is the start of PIXAR. I can't remember I'm not actually sure if they're related or not, because Lucas Studios was kind of its own branch for a while. Hey, we got Chad in the chat. Chad, hope you're doing well. We're talking a little bit about the different studio. We're about to start our bracket here. We're doing a PIXAR bracket, and I think we have our last nominee. But I'll tell you, I'll let you, if you'd like to nominate a certain movie, I'll let you make your decision. But so far we've got Monsters, Inc., we've got Toy Story 1, 2, and 3, we've got Finding Nemo, WALL-E, Up, and then I think we were going to do The Incredibles. But unless there's another movie that you'd prefer to nominate, we might swap that out. But we were kind of looking at The Incredibles. There's Ratatouille, Cars, and Inside Out. Those were a couple other of the good ones that we were thinking. But yeah, if one of those sound good, let me know what your thoughts are on that, and then we'll start the bracket. But yep, yep, getting those worked out. But I'm not sure if Lucas Studios had anything to do with PIXAR. They might have had some. I mean, a lot of times in the movie industry, sometimes there's a lot of people who they're in cahoots and stuff. Like obviously Spielberg's involved a lot with DreamWorks, and so I know for a while DreamWorks was doing hand-drawn animated movies for a while. The first hand-drawn animated movie they did, I think, was what was it? The Prince of Egypt, which is a super good movie, by the way. Like, not even just a good animated film, like just a good movie in general. Like, they came out swinging. But that was Spielberg's idea. He was kind of, I think he has some kind of ownership in DreamWorks or something. He's pretty heavily involved in DreamWorks Pictures. But they did a few hand-drawn animated films, and then later. And then, yeah, just the first 4 minutes with the lamp, the original short. Yeah, there were a lot of test short films with PIXAR. You are right about that. I have to look that up, but because I remember back in the day when you used to get the VHSs, the VHS PIXAR movies, the movie would always start with a little animated short. It was like a little, 2-3 minute short or something, 5 minute short, whatever it might be, and it would be some cute little short film that would kind of was a nice little like icebreaker before the actual movie starts. And those were test films. I think they made a bunch of those before they made the full feature length film Toy Story. So yeah, so maybe there was some involvement there. Maybe there were some people involved with Lucasfilm and they were working to get PIXAR started, but I'd have to check into all that. But Anyway, yeah, I think we're going to go with The Incredibles here, and I think we're going to get our bracket started. So let me add The Incredibles. Incredibles. There we go. And we're going to start. All right, so here we go. So, let's see. So, in our first bracket, we've got Monsters, Inc. versus The Incredibles. In the next one, we've got Finding Nemo versus Toy Story 3. Next, we've got Toy Story 2 versus WALL-E. And then the last bracket, we've got Up versus Toy Story. So, what are your guys' votes? So, for me, for Monsters, Inc. And The Incredibles, again, Monsters, Inc. is one of my favorite PIXAR movies, so even though The Incredibles is very good, and I think I might have seen that in theaters originally back in the day, my vote would have to go Monsters, Inc. So that's what mine would be, but what do you guys think for those two? For Finding Nemo and Toy Story 3, again, I actually quite like Finding Nemo. I think Finding Nemo is very good, but Toy Story is possibly the best of PIXAR, and Toy Story 3 was great, you know. So I think my vote would have to go for Toy Story 3 for that one. Again, I haven't seen WALL-E, so I can't really, vote fairly. I've heard it's very good, so I need to get around to seeing it at some point, but my vote would have to go for Toy Story 2 for that one. And then, again, for Up and Toy Story, Up has such a powerful intro. The first 10 minutes of Up is, amazing. 10 out of 10, super great. But I just don't think the rest of the movie ever gets back to that height. And it kind of goes in a pretty odd direction. It's I don't know. It's kind of a strange story overall. So yes, the intro super powerful, but for me, my vote's got to go for the original Toy Story. So what about you guys? What do you think? Monsters Inc. versus Incredibles. What would your vote be? Finding Nemo versus Toy Story 3. Toy Story 2 versus WALL-E, and Up versus Toy Story. What are you guys voting for? Let's see here. Daddy44 says, I love movies with soundtracks. Best soundtrack might be another movie question. That would be a good, that might be a good bracket to do at some point, best soundtrack. Now, when you say soundtracks, do you mean like songs? Like, these are songs that are included on the movie? Or do you mean like the actual score for the movie, like the music that was written specifically for that movie? So say like a composer like John Williams, John Williams, who wrote the music for Jurassic Park, for Jaws, for Indiana Jones, that's great, great music right there. So, movies music is very important to me. So Toy Story. Okay, so you're going for Toy Story does have great music, that's for sure. And just so you guys know, a way you can write it, you can look at the brackets. Hopefully you can see them all right. But you can just write all of your votes. So, sorry, I'm having trouble finding it here. Yeah, so, so for me, if I were to write my answers, I would write Monsters, Inc., Toy Story 3, Toy Story 2, and Toy Story. So that's what you want to do. You want to write each of your votes. So, each of your votes for these categories. So again, Monsters, Inc. and Incredibles, write your vote for that. Finding Nemo and Toy Story 3, write your vote for that. Toy Story 2 and WALL-E, write your vote for that. Up and Toy Story, write your vote for that. So, whichever you are preferring, just let me know, and we'll see how it comes. Yeah. No, yeah. So Shrek is DreamWorks again. Yep. yeah. PIXAR did not do Shrek. Yep. That's DreamWorks again. But Shrek is great. Again, at some point, maybe we should have just extended this to. I thought PIXAR would be more fun, just to be more specific. But maybe it should be. Should have been, what do you call it? Just all animated films, computer animated in general. All right, so we have another vote for Wally from Jack, and Jack says I'll be back in 30 minutes. Well, sheesh, you know, it's gonna be hard to get through the vote, you know, but I guess we'll see you when you get back. So for Wally versus Toy Story 2, I voted for Toy Story 2, but we have a vote for Wally from Jack. So far we've got a vote, or sorry, we've got a tie. I mean, for that particular bracket right there. But Daddy 44, what about you? What, you know, if you had to choose between Monsters Inc. and The Incredibles, which one would you vote for? And if you had to choose between Finding Nemo and Toy Story 3, which one would you vote for? Toy Story 2 and Wall-E, which would you choose out of those two? And the last category, Up versus Toy Story, which one would you vote out of those? So that's 4 answers. You know, out of those 4 categories, which 4 would you vote for? And that's what we're trying to do, is see which one advances to the next round, and eventually which one makes it to the end. You know, which one is going to make it to the final. That's what we're trying to see. Yeah, Shrek did have a good soundtrack, especially the second one. Shrek 2 has a lot of great songs on it. And I listened to quite a few of those. I like the what is it? There's the I Need a Hero song. I need a hero. Da 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 da. But there's like this like other mixed version of it. I don't remember what artist does it, but it's like the do dum da da dum da dum da da dum do dum da da dum da dum dum da dum, and it's the same song. It's just like a different version of it, and it's really cool. And I'm drawing a blank, but yeah, there's some other names there. So we have a vote for The Incredibles. Yep. So for Monsters, Inc. versus The Incredibles, we have a vote for The Incredibles. Yep. The next one is Finding Nemo versus Toy Story 3. And then the next one is Toy Story 2 versus Wall-E. So we've got those. And then we've got Up versus Toy Story 1. So, yeah, whichever. Finding Nemo for the second bracket. All right. So we've got a vote for... Yeah, so far we've got ties. Now, I will be honest. You know, usually we have a few more people watching the stream. And right now we don't have a whole lot of people. So it's going to be tough if we don't have too many more people to vote. Toy Story 2 over Wall-E. All right, so there's another vote for Toy Story 2. And yeah, then the last one is Up and Toy Story. Yep. Toy Story over everything. So sounds like, yeah, Toy Story. I have a feeling it's going to come down to maybe Toy Story and Monsters, Inc. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. Cool. So if anyone else is watching, yeah, we could definitely use a few more votes here. It's nice to have an odd number of votes. If it's just 2 people, then then there's a tie. And usually, what I'll do is, since I'm hosting the bracket, usually I'll be the tiebreaker. But I don't like to do that, just because I'd rather it I'd rather it be the vote. Like whichever one gets the most votes. I'd rather not have to break the tie. But we'll see what happens. I'll go ahead. I'll play another song, and hopefully we'll get someone else showing up who can help us vote. So yeah, let me go ahead and play another song for you, and then we will continue the voting. This next song that I'm going to play, this is one that I released sometime fairly recently, like sometime last year. But yeah, this is a song that I've released. It's available on Spotify and such. So we're going to get into that in just a second. All right. Here we go. Daddy 44, this one goes out to you. Hope you like it. This one's called Move On.
strong. You can move on, so move on. See how far you've come. Stay strong. You can move on, so move on. Taste and see this bitter memory. You once were so weak, but now you've been set free. Yeah! See how far you've come. Stay strong. You can move on, so move on. See how far you've come. Stay strong. You can move on, so move on. So move on. You find yourself at the end of your road. You know it's not over. When you find yourself at the end of your rope, you know it's not over. You've been down this road more than once before, and it won't stop you this time. No! See how far you've come. Stay strong. You can move on, so move on. See how far you've come. Stay strong. You can move on.
Thank you. Again, that one was called Move On. And that song is available on Spotify or wherever you like to listen to music. So I will post a link for that song. So if you'd like to hear it again, you can do so. Just a second. Here we go. There we go. All right. Catching up with the chat. All right. Is that subliminal? Are you telling me something? No. For the title of the song, Move On? No. But sometimes I'll make little jokes like, all right, time to move on. That's what this song is for. So I am feeling horrible. So great job with this song. Stay strong, but move on. Yep. Can I steal for a trolling song? I mean, if you want to use it to encourage people to overcome certain things that they are struggling with, then by all means, go for it. So that's a song about perseverance. A lot of times we get so caught up with, a lot of times in life, you sort of want to go back and forth between looking where you're going and looking at where you're currently at. You sort of want to balance it out by looking at both, because too often, if you look at where you need to go, sometimes it seems like you're so far away from where you're trying to go. But if you just take a moment to just kind of look at where you're at, like, and look back at where you've come, then you can see how far you've come, and it's like, wow, I've actually made a lot of progress, from where I started to where I am now, and then, but then every now and then you want to look up and just kind of remind yourself, where you're headed, what you're working towards and stuff. So, to stop trolling, I mean, I guess if someone is trolling you, if that's what you mean, then yeah, I guess the song can kind of help with that. Just as long as it's just being used in a positive way, not to hurt anyone or anything like that. But all right, let's. I got to be honest. I don't know if there's anyone else out there, let me know, because we could use some more votes. But I was hoping we'd have a few more people for this bracket, and it doesn't seem to be working. Sometimes we have a lot of people watching the brackets, and then sometimes not so much. So it might just be down to us, and I have a feeling I know how it's going to end. But here's what we've got so far. So anyone watching, we could use your votes here. So far, we've got, in the first bracket, we've got Monsters, Inc. versus The Incredibles, and we've got one vote for each. One vote for Monsters, Inc. and one vote for The Incredibles. So we could use another vote to break the tie on that one. In the next category, the next bracket, we've got Finding Nemo versus Toy Story 3. And once again, we've got one vote for each of those. So once again, we could use another vote to help break the tie on that. Now, let's see. For this one we do have 3 votes because Jack voted on this one before he headed out. So we've got Toy Story versus WALL-E. So far, we've got 2 votes for Toy Story 2 and 1 vote for WALL-E. So as of right now, this Toy Story 2 is going to be advancing to the next round unless some other votes came in and changed things up. And then in the last category, again, we've only got 2 votes in this one, Up versus Toy Story. But so far, 2 votes for Toy Story, so that seems to be the winner. So we don't really need a tiebreaker for that one. But yes, we could use more votes. So if there's anyone else out there watching, and yes, I know if it's between us, then yes, I'll have to be the tiebreaker. But I don't like to be the tiebreaker. I like it to be the I like having more votes. So we'll see what happens. So I am a YouTube troll. I watch many channels. I am detraction myself from this social media. Honesty is good. You are the tiebreaker. Okay. Well, I don't know. I mean, if it's friendly trolling, I think that's fine as long as you mean just to kind of bring a little bit of fun into someone's lives. Then I think that's fine. If the intent is to be harmful to someone, to troll in a hurtful way, then I don't know if I could be behind that. But if you just mean to kind of show up to someone's channel and just kind of brighten their day a little bit with kind of some fun goofs and stuff, then I would hope that works out for you. So, all right. Well, I don't know if we're going to get any more voters. Can the new person vote, please? One new watch. It says I think we've got one more watcher out there, so it would be nice, but we'll see what happens. So. All right, and then saying I am not a hurtful viewer. Well, that's good. I'm glad to hear that. I've certainly enjoyed having you in my stream so far. I know you've showed up before, and yeah, I think you've always had a friendly demeanor about you, and so yeah, so I think that's great. All right. As of right now, I think I'm going to have to break it, but the tie. But if someone else shows up, then we'll start including their votes. So, all right. So far, the first round, Monsters Inc. versus Incredibles. We've got a tie, but my vote would go for Monsters Inc. So I think Monsters Inc. is going to advance to the next round. Next one, again, another tie, Finding Nemo versus Toy Story 3. I think I voted for Toy Story 3. So I think that would be the one to advance. But I actually, I don't know. Part of me is like, I could almost go either way on that one, you know. So it might be Toy Story 3, but I might come back to that. Toy Story 2 did win the vote in that one, and Toy Story won the vote in that one. You know what? Just for variety's sake, like, yes, I do like Toy Story 3, but I think I'm going to change that up. Oh, we got a note. Yep, here we go. Oh, thanks. Yep, Daddy44 says, I wish you the best, Quincy. Well, thank you so much. Appreciate that. Jack came back. We've got a vote for Toy Story 3, and I think you've got a couple more to vote for, too. So, all right, there's another vote for Toy Story 3, so that one advances. Jack, what would you choose between Monsters, Inc. and Incredibles? And then what would you choose between Up and Toy Story 2? I think those are the only ones we need from you. So, yeah, be curious. Yep, so Monsters, Inc. versus The Incredibles. What would your vote be for that one? And then Up versus Toy Story. What would be your vote for that one? That's the only thing we need, so... Yep. Cool. And once we got that, we can move on to the next round and stuff. So we shall continue from there. Now, do you guys remember when y'all first saw these movies? Like, do you remember? Wait, what was the first Pixar movie you saw, and how long ago did you see it? Did you see it in theaters? Did you see it, on VHS? I'd be curious. So Jack says Monsters, Inc. and Up. So let's see here. All right, so we've got a vote for Up. Really, Up over Toy Story? But, to each his own. And then another vote for Monsters, Inc. All right, so we are in the next bracket. All right, so now we've got Monsters, Inc. versus Toy Story 3, and we've got Toy Story 2 versus Toy Story, okay? So for this first bracket here, Monsters, Inc. versus Toy Story 3. Again, I think I saw Monsters, Inc. back in theaters, like back when I was a kid. Again, I had a cousin who would take me out for my birthday and took me to see the movie when I was a kid. So definitely have memories of that. I don't remember if I saw Toy Story 3 in theaters or not. Of course, I would have been much older when that movie came out. But I probably just saw that, someone got it on DVD and probably watched that. But Toy Story 3 is really good. I think it's got a very satisfying, to be honest, I think Toy Story 3 is the better ending for the Toy Story, Toy Story 4 I think is fine. Like, I think it's good, but Toy Story 3 just had like a nice resolution to it, and so I think for the ending of a trilogy, I think Toy Story 3 was great. And, but again, Monsters, Inc. is one of my favorites. So if I had to pick between these two, I think I got to go Monsters, Inc. for me. I think that's going to be my vote. But what do you guys think? Monsters, Inc. versus Toy Story 3. What would your vote be? Now, for Toy Story 2 versus Toy Story, I know a lot of people really like Toy Story 2, especially, what's her name? Is it Annie or something? The girl, the cowgirl doll. There's kind of a... such a sad story between that, and it is, but for whatever reason, Toy Story 2, I think is such a great sequel, such a fun movie. I think it does such a good job building off the world, but I don't know that Toy Story 2, I don't know if that it had the same impact on me that the original Toy Story had. The first Toy Story, again, just kind of introduced us to that world, that concept of toys being awake, when we're not around, and it's such a simple but such a great premise. You've got this cowboy doll that is the favorite of the child of Andy, and then Andy's birthday comes up and he gets this new space toy, and so Woody gets jealous and tries to get rid of it, and tries to get rid of Buzz. And not only is Buzz the new toy, Buzz thinks he's a real space ranger. So that's such a fun concept too. And I don't know, man. Like, the more I talk about it, like, it's just, like such a great story. Like that is so I don't know. Toy Story 2 is so good. Or sorry, well, I mean, yes, Toy Story 2 is good, but the original Toy Story is so good. So if I had to choose, I think I'd have to go with the original Toy Story. So that would be my vote. But what about you guys? How are you guys voting? So let's see here. Daddy44 says 1988, I think. So long ago. Did you mean 1998 by chance? Because none of those movies were around in 88. So it would have had to be a little later than that. So maybe 98. But either way, 98's a long time ago too. Let's see. Jack says Toy Story 3 is such a beautiful conclusion. Yep. That's kind of how I feel about it. I know PIXAR was a 90s studio, but I think they started before. I could Google the answer, but that's cheating. Well, no, you're certainly welcome to. Again, they did a lot of those test films before, but yeah, their first actual movie, Toy Story, I think came out in 95, I think. Toy Story, I'm Googling it now. That was their first one. And, yeah, that came out in 1995. Now, when did PIXAR actually start? I can have a little look at that. They probably started a few years before then. Oh, darn it. Oh, 1 second. PIXAR Animation Studios. Interesting. All right, I'm trying to see. Hey, you're not wrong. It says owner. It says Lucasfilm was an owner. So from 1979 to 1986. And then eventually Steve Jobs from 1986 to 2006. And then Walt Disney. Now that says the owner. So I'm not totally sure what that means exactly. But it was founded in 1986. So that's when PIXAR was originally founded, 1986. So interesting. So it was actually at the end of Lucasfilm. I'm not sure. I'd have to look into that to see. Yeah, it says PIXAR started. Okay, cool. Yeah, PIXAR started in 1979 as part of the Lucasfilm computer division. It was known as the Graphics Group. Before its spin-off as a corporation in 1986. I see. Okay. Interesting. All right. So it started off. So they probably weren't like making, animated films or whatever. It was probably just a computer graphics studio that was related to Lucasfilm. And then eventually it branched out and made its own feature films and that kind of thing. So very cool. So thank you for enlightening me and informing me about that. That's some really cool stuff. So, well, yes, PIXAR is a branch of Disney, but eventually apparently it actually started before that. Before it was connected with Disney. So that's really cool. I was not aware of that. So. But you can find all that on Wikipedia. So. Fab Daddy says, I live in California and was a video store manager in the 90s. That's actually really cool. So you might have had a few of those videos come to you, when those movies came around. So very cool. All right. Well, what are you guys voting for the next bracket? So if it came between Monsters, Inc. and Toy Story 3, which of those two would you vote for? Monsters, Inc. or Toy Story 3? And then for the other bracket, Toy Story 2 versus Toy Story, which of those would you vote for? I'd be curious where your votes are going to go for that. Again, my vote for Monsters, Inc. versus Toy Story 3, I would have to go Monsters, Inc. And then for Toy Story 2 versus Toy Story, I would have to go Toy Story. But what about you guys? Where are your votes going to lie? So, just let me know, and I will include them, and we'll see which one advances. And then... But yeah, I would have been a kid, seeing some of these movies in theaters, and then, this was back in the VHS days too. So, I certainly had like cousins or friends that got the movies, and All right, we've got a vote for Monsters, Inc. So I think Monsters, Inc. is going to make it to the finals. All right, and then what about Toy Story 2 versus Toy Story? Which would you pick between those two? Toy Story. All right, looks like Toy Story is going to make it to the finals as well. Jack, if you're out there, I would still like your vote. Now, I do think, unless someone else votes as well, I don't know that yep. Love you, Quincy, but got to go Toy Story 3. Hey, nothing wrong with that. Yep. Unfortunately, I do think Monsters, Inc. is the one that's going to be advancing, but again, both are good films. Like I wouldn't be opposed to Toy Story 3 either. What about Toy Story 1 versus Toy Story 2? Where would your vote go with those? Although again, I think you might be outnumbered here unless a few people show up and start casting more votes. But I think it looks like the ending. It looks like it's going to come down to Monsters, Inc. and Toy Story 1. But yeah, wherever your vote is for that last one. So yeah, I'd be curious what you would pick between Toy Story 2 and the original Toy Story, but either way, there's already 2 votes for Toy Story, so that's going to make it. So our final bracket is Monsters, Inc. versus Toy Story. So what would you guys vote for those two? Now, I got to be honest, this is going to be tough for me, because these are probably my 2 favorite. Toy Story versus Monsters, Inc. These are probably my 2 favorite. Gosh, man, this is going to be tough. I would honestly be okay with either one winning. And truth be told, I think Toy Story was just like, I don't know, just like the perfect storm. Just like, again, such a great concept for Pixar, such a great way to start off, such a good story, such a great world that they created. But with that said, I think I might have like just some, sentimental feelings for Monsters, Inc. And I still love the creativity behind Monsters, Inc. and the world in there. And so even though I would be fine with either one, and even though I feel like the winner has to be Toy Story, I'm going to vote for the underdog. So I'm going to vote for Monsters, Inc. That's what my vote is going to be. But what do you guys think? Do you vote for Monsters, Inc. or are you going Toy Story? Jack says maybe Toy Story, but I can't remember Toy Story 2. All right, sounds like between those, probably have to go Toy Story. So what about the finals, guys? So that takes us to these last 2, Monsters, Inc. versus Toy Story. Again, I kind of have a feeling it's probably Toy Story, but I'm going to vote for the underdog. I'm going to vote for Monsters, Inc. So I'd be curious what you guys, where your vote is going to lie in that regard. So. Yep. FabDaddy44 says, mine, Toy Story. Yep, there's a vote for Toy Story. So, Jack, you're the tiebreaker. Is it Toy Story or is it Monsters, Inc.? Which one are you going to go with? I think I have a feeling which one it's going to be, but we shall see. So all right, here we go. No, you don't have to do it for me. Yep. Jack says, I'll go Monsters, Inc. for you, Quincy. You don't have to do it for me. This is your vote. Which one would be your pick and stuff. So if you still want to do it, you can. But I'd rather you vote for you. You don't have to vote for me. Again, to be honest, I'd be happy with either of these winning. I think they're both great films, and I could see either one being the winner. But So, yep. Are you sure you still want to go with Monsters, Inc. or would you prefer to vote for Toy Story? If you change it, you can. Well, we'll just see what happens. But again, they're both good. I'm kind of voting for the underdog here, but I do feel like. I don't know. It's sort of like it's kind of crazy that Pixar's been around for a while and they've made a lot of great movies, but I don't know. They came out swinging. Like Toy Story really was like their best movie. It was their first movie and it was their best. But even just the Toy Story universe has been really good. Again, Toy Story 2, Toy Story 3, they were all just really great movies. even Toy Story 4, even though Toy Story 4 is my least favorite of the bunch, it's still a very good movie. Yep, so there's that. But okay, yep, Jack says, honestly, man, I would have gone Toy Story 3, but I'll stick with Monsters, Inc. So looks like Toy Story 3 would have been, your vote for the final, but if it comes down to these two, then Monsters, Inc. So, all right, well, there we go. Looks like we've got our winner. So our winner for the PIXAR bracket is Monsters, Inc. But again, these are all great movies, so really the lesson here is to go watch them all. I need to go troll my nemesis, Blue Unicorn. Much love, Monsters, Inc. wins. Well, thank you. Well, appreciate that. Hey, I got one more song. So if you got time to stick around for that last song, I'll play it for you, and then I think we're gonna put a wrap on all of this. So. Sorry we didn't have too many people tuning in. Usually these brackets are really fun when you've got a lot of people voting and stuff. But I don't know. Usually I stream on a Thursday, and maybe doing it on a Tuesday. My usual viewers weren't available or aware or whatever it might be. So I got one more song for you guys, and then I think we're gonna put a wrap on all of this. But thank you so much for hanging out with me. And, yeah, let me get my backing track set up. And I got to tune my guitar real quick. And then, and then I'll play this last song for you. Let's see here. All right, this is a song I released. This is actually my most recent release. Or no, I think I released... Yes, yeah, it is my most recent. Sorry. There we go. And I recently released a stripped-down version of this song. So you can hear the full band version, but there's also a version of just the vocals and the acoustic guitar that is also available on Spotify or wherever you like to listen to music. So, and then just to give you guys an update, I am working on a new track. Again, there were a few setbacks this past week, but I'm finishing the editing phase, about to get into the mixing phase, hoping to shoot a video for it soon. So hopefully in the next couple weeks, I'll be releasing a new track for you guys that will be available on Spotify and such. But here we go. Hope you like it. This one's called Love's Not Fair. Staring at my own reflection through shattered bits of glass, showing me the perfect picture of who I really am. But when you look at me, you never turn away. Kneeling next to me and picking up the pieces. Why do you care? I know I'm undeserving of the love that you have chosen to share. It's just not fair. I am such a useless failure, falling to the ground. Every effort that I muster is never good enough. But when you look at me, standing next to me and holding out your hand, why do you care? I know I'm undeserving of the love that you have chosen to share. It's just not fair.
if I take just one moment away from my self-loathing, then maybe I would notice that I'm not meant to be broken. If I take just one moment away from my self-loathing, then maybe I would notice that I'm not meant to be broken. So stop beating up myself. You took the punishment yourself. And it's just foolish pride to think that I could ever hurt myself enough to cover what I've done. I could cut myself dry and it still would never be enough. It makes no sense at all. Why do you care? I know I'm undeserving of the love that you have chosen to share. It's just not fair. But love isn't fair, yeah. In spite of all I am, you chose to die for me, and that isn't fair. But love's not fair.
Thanks, guys. All right. Again, that one was called Love's Not Fair. And that song is available on Spotify. And there's actually a couple versions of that. There's the full band version, kind of like what you just heard. But there's also the stripped down version, which just has the vocals and the acoustic guitar. So I will post a link for that. And here we go. Yeah, thank you, guys. Thank you for the emojis and stuff, the applause. Appreciate that. Let's see here. So just catching up with the chat, and then I think we're going to wrap things up. Fab Daddy says, good show. You're on a good thing here. I will stay for the song. Well, thank you. I appreciate you sticking around for the song. Jack says, sorry I had to dart out for a while. Hey, no problems. It happens. I just appreciate you guys tuning in at all. So next time, please end with a happier song. Love Ain't Fair. It actually is a happy song. It's about how that's the good thing, that love isn't fair. That's why it's such a good thing, you know. When people, if love is just, all right, let me see if I can explain this real quick. So, you know, when if you just love people that are nice to you, that's not actually love. You're just that's conditional. You're just being nice to people who are. But if there's someone that even, like, you know, if they make a mistake, they mess up, but you say, hey, I'm not going to hold that against you. I'm still going to show love. That's the kind of love that makes a difference. That's what's so great about love, is that it's not fair. So it actually is a very happy song. It's about, like, you know, and particularly it's about, you know, God's love, and how, you know, no matter what mistake I've made, he's still willing to forgive me. He still loves me all the same. And so that's what I'm thankful for. So, which, you know, kind of ties into Thanksgiving. Love, it's something to be thankful for. Love is something to be thankful for. That, thank God, love isn't fair, because if it was fair, you know, we would all get what we deserve, and a lot of times what we deserve isn't the most pleasant thing. And so thank you for love, thank you for grace, and all that stuff. But Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I do hope you all have a wonderful Thanksgiving. For those of you that are celebrating, I know some of you you've already had Thanksgiving. So, for anyone who would like to support me, I'm going to post a link here. This is a link to my gift shop. There's not much here yet, but there is a virtual tip jar, and I do appreciate anything that you guys can provide. So there's a link there that leads to my gift shop, and again, there is a virtual tip jar there. So. Appreciate any support there. If you'd like to stay notified, if you want to be notified whenever I have a new song release, new videos, that kind of thing like that, you can also sign up for my email list. Again, if you click that link, there's an option there to sign up for my email list, and that way I can notify you whenever I have new releases and such like that, such things like that. Again, no stream this Thursday. This Thursday is Thanksgiving, so no stream. But then next week we'll be back to the normal schedule, back to streaming on Thursdays. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope you all have a wonderful evening or morning or whatever it is. But and yep, that's great. Yep, we all have choices. I choose love over hate. Yep, definitely. Jack says, Quincy, have a great Thanksgiving, bud. Wish you, your family, and all the viewers the best holiday. Yeah, thank you. And just so you guys know, this is the time to be thankful, and I just want to let you guys know that I'm so thankful for you. Thank you for listening to my music, for sharing my songs. Thank you for hanging out with me on the stream and stuff. And I hope you enjoyed it. And there will be more to come. Again, hoping to bring you guys some new music soon and some new things. Yeah, thank you so much. You guys have a good rest of your evening or morning, night, whatever time it is, wherever you are in the world. Until next time.